There are things happening inside you that most people would never understand. Moments you can't explain. Patterns too precise to be coincidences. A sense of something shifting, even when your mind can't describe what it is. And if you clicked on this video today, it's because you've been feeling it too. This strange clarity mixed with confusion. This quiet awareness rising beneath everything. This feeling that your inner world is expanding, even when the outer one feels the same. So, before we begin, take a slow breath, because these affirmations are not just for your mind. They are for the part of you that is awakening. The truth is, you're experiencing things other people don't notice yet. You're perceiving layers of reality most people walk through blindly. You're sensing meaning in places where others see only randomness. And no, you're not imagining it. You're not overthinking. You're not losing your mind. You're finding your consciousness. What you've been experiencing, the synchronicities, the sudden intuitions, the dreams that feel like messages, the emotional expansions and contractions, these are not accidents. They are symptoms of awakening. As you listen to these affirmations, let them settle into the parts of you that rarely speak but always know. Let them reach the places inside you that have been trying to get your attention through signs, symbols, numbers, dreams, and unexpected insights. Because the world you're beginning to see is not the world you were taught to see. It's deeper, more connected, more alive. And the fact that you're here, right now, receiving this message is part of the alignment itself. So breathe, allow, open. These words are not to create the awakening. They're to stabilize the awakening already happening within you. Now, let's begin. As you continue to breathe softly, notice something. There is a part of you that has always known you were different. Not superior, not better, simply wired to perceive at a deeper level. You've always sensed what others ignored. You've always felt the emotional currents underneath conversations. You've always noticed the symbols hidden inside ordinary days. And now, during this phase of your awakening, these perceptions are becoming even stronger. Maybe you've been noticing synchronicities happening repeatedly, numbers aligning, thoughts manifesting instantly, people saying exactly what you were just thinking. Moments where reality feels like it's whispering directly to you. This isn't random. It isn't luck. It isn't imagination. It is your inner frequency rising to meet the deeper intelligence underneath everything. And with this sensitivity comes something else, a quiet loss of interest in the things that used to excite you. A strange flatness, a feeling that the old joys don't do it anymore. Not because life has become dull, but because your consciousness has outgrown the stimulation that once distracted you. This is one of the most misunderstood signs of awakening. People think something's wrong with them when the world feels colorless. But for the awakened, this isn't a sign of emptiness. It's a sign of transition. When you're shifting frequencies, the old pleasures fade before the new ones arrive. You're not losing joy. You're losing attachment to the kind of joy that depended on noise, peaks, and emotional highs. Your soul is creating room for a quieter, deeper kind of fulfillment. A fulfillment that doesn't need excitement, doesn't need validation, doesn't need drama. A fulfillment that comes from presence, not stimulation. And yes, this can feel uncomfortable. It can feel like floating between worlds, not fully in the old life, not fully in the new one. Like you've stepped out of the person you were, but haven't fully stepped into who you're becoming. This in-between space, this liminal zone, is where the awakening starts to stabilize. You might feel tired. You might feel overstimulated by crowds. You might crave silence more than ever. You might feel more intuitive, but also more selective with your energy. This is not withdrawal. This is not isolation. This is realignment. You're learning to hear what most people cannot hear, to feel what most people cannot feel, to sense what most people cannot sense. And these affirmations are here to help you understand this shift, integrate it, and honor it. Because you are not falling apart. You are falling inward, into the self that has been waiting for you. When the world feels too loud, it's because your vibration is rising above the noise. When people misunderstand you, it's because your perception is expanding beyond the level they're used to interacting with. When your old identity feels too tight, it's because your consciousness is no longer willing to live small. So breathe again, slowly, deeply. You are awakening, and everything you are experiencing has purpose. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're becoming aware of the deeper architecture of your own existence. Let these words settle into your energy. Let them confirm what you already know. Let them restore calm to the parts of you that feel alone in this process. You're not alone. You're evolving. As you settle deeper into this moment, feel how your awareness is stretching. Not outward, but inward, into layers of perception you didn't even know were there. This is one of the most profound signs of spiritual awakening. You begin to see yourself from multiple angles at the same time. There is the you who participates in daily life, talks, works, responds. And there is the you who observes all of this quietly. The deeper awareness watching your human experience unfold. This isn't detachment. This isn't dissociation. This is expansion. Your consciousness is no longer confined to a single point of identity. You are becoming wide enough to hold all your layers at once. You notice when you're triggered, in real time. You notice when old patterns rise before they control you. You notice when someone's energy shifts, even if their words stay the same. And maybe you don't talk about this with anyone because you know they might not understand. How do you explain to someone that you can feel intentions beneath words? How do you explain that you can hear the silent part of a conversation? How do you explain that your intuition is speaking louder than logic? You can't. And you're not supposed to. Awakening is not about proving anything. It's about recognizing yourself. And just like Jung described, your dreams may be changing too. Sharper, clearer, more symbolic. You may wake up remembering things that feel like teachings, messages, or guidance arriving from a deeper place inside you. These dreams aren't random. They aren't noise. They are communications from the part of you that has always known the way. And this is where the loneliness of awakening appears. Not because you're isolated, but because you're seeing what others haven't seen yet. Because you're perceiving layers of reality most people cannot feel. But listen carefully. Nothing about this makes you strange. Nothing about this makes you unstable. Nothing about this makes you too much. It makes you awake. And just like Jung explained, with awakening comes the profound ability to live in paradox without breaking. You can feel sadness and gratitude at once. You can miss who you were and still welcome who you're becoming. You can feel small and infinite in the same breath. This inner flexibility is a sign of evolution. Your consciousness is becoming fluid, intuitive, and multidimensional. And as this happens, you start to outgrow the versions of yourself that once fit you perfectly. You outgrow conversations that once were comfortable. You outgrow distractions that used to entertain you. You outgrow identities that used to define you. This isn't loss. It's liberation. Because you're no longer living only from the surface of your mind. You're living from the depth of your being. And yes, it can feel overwhelming at times. You might feel overstimulated by crowds. You might feel sensitive to noise. You might crave stillness the same way you once craved excitement. This is not regression. This is refinement. Your inner world is becoming your primary guide. Your intuition is becoming your compass. Your sensitivity is becoming your strength. So breathe gently and let this truth sink in. You are not unraveling. You are unfolding. You are not breaking. You are awakening. You are not losing joy. You are discovering a deeper, quieter kind of wholeness. Trust what is opening inside you. Trust what is falling away. Trust the version of yourself that is emerging through this process. You are stepping into a new level of consciousness, one that very few people understand, but one that your soul has been preparing for your entire life. And now, as you arrive gently at the final part of this journey, allow yourself to feel something important. You are not returning to who you were. You are arriving into who you truly are. This phase of awakening, the sensitivity, the synchronicities, the intuition that suddenly knows what the mind cannot explain, is not temporary. It is not a phase you will snap out of. It is a doorway you have already walked through. And the more you grow into it, the more you realize that awakening was never meant to feel glamorous or dramatic or beautifully packaged. Awakening feels like simplicity, like silence becoming louder than noise, like solitude becoming nourishment instead of punishment, like truth becoming more important than approval, like feeling the world rather than performing in it. You start noticing how much your energy matters. You start sensing what aligns and what drains. You start withdrawing from battles that no longer belong to you. You stop forcing what your soul has outgrown. You stop fighting for connections that cannot meet you where you are. And this too is awakening. You soften. You slow down. You stop proving. You stop pretending. You stop bending yourself into versions that were never meant for you. Instead, you begin listening, really listening, to the quiet truth inside you. The truth that says, I don't have to go back. I don't have to shrink. I don't have to deny what I feel. I don't have to apologize for who I am becoming. Because becoming yourself is not a risk, it's a return to clarity, a return to inner wisdom, a return to the knowing that has lived inside you since the beginning. And as you step deeper into this awareness, you begin to understand something Jung saw with incredible clarity. Awakening does not lift you above the world, it roots you more deeply in it. Not as someone trying to be special, but as someone learning how to live from truth instead of illusion, presence instead of performance, alignment instead of effort. And suddenly, life stops being something you chase and becomes something you participate in, with softness, with honesty, with grounded awareness. You stop seeking intensity and discover peace. You stop craving meaning and discover it was everywhere. You stop demanding joy and discover a quiet fullness that never leaves. This is the shift, from excitement to depth, from seeking to seeing, from chasing to allowing, from surviving to inhabiting your own presence. So let this final truth settle into your body. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are not too much. You are simply awakening. And awakening always feels like both a beginning and a return. Breathe softly, with the awareness that your life is reorganizing around a deeper version of you, a version that is ready, aligned, awake. And as you rise from this moment, carry this with you. You don't need to force your transformation. You only need to stop resisting it. Your soul already knows where it's leading you. If this message brought you clarity, calm, or recognition, I invite you to subscribe and stay with this space. Every day we walk this path gently, together, awakening, remembering, and returning to ourselves. You're not alone in this journey, and you are meant to be here.